obviously not very many guys that we signed in this early signing period right here. I think we all know, the short period of time that we had to put together these 4 student athletes, so not very long. But I do believe in these 4 right here are exactly what we're looking for, character-wise, academically, football player-wise. So for me and our staff, we want to try to put together the kind of players that are going to be in this locker room that will give us a chance to be competitive on the football field. And so we felt we did that. Obviously, there's a needed quarterback. So we addressed that with Evan Conley, a player that was committed to us at App. We felt about him. We saw him this summer. He came to our camp. We had Coach Pont saw him live play this fall. Outstanding player. Really felt if he was 6'4", 6'5", he'd be able to go anywhere he wanted to go. He's got all the ability. Can throw it, can run it. 3.8 GPA. Very smart, very intelligent player. Hard worker. Has his book bag on his shoulders all the time, ready to go to work. That's the kind of player that he is. We're very excited about him joining this class. Dorian Jones is a linebacker that is a downhill thumper, kind of a linebacker. He's an inside linebacker that we feel fits perfectly in the scheme that we're trying to put in here. He is a guy who had a great year this past season, with a tremendous amount of tackles. But we just love his character too. He's a 3.0 guy and really good family. Came to visit this weekend.
Your mic, please.
Came to visit this past weekend and really just fell in love with this place, fell in love with our coaching staff. So, we're really excited about Dorian. Aiden Robbins, of course, right here. He's one of the first players that I went to see when I was able to go out, maybe 2 Fridays ago. Great person, a great personality, good size. He's a big running back for us. 6'2", 6'3", probably around 225, 230. Has great hands, can catch the football out of the backfield. Really a complete back. We feel like he could be the guy that can carry the ball 20, 25 times in a game and continue to take that load and get stronger as the game goes on. So we're excited about him. I think he brings a great personality to the room, hard worker, extremely intelligent, 27 ACT, so he meets all the criteria that we're looking for. Zach Williamson, he's one of the second player that I went to go visit in Huntington, West Virginia, 6'6", right at 300 pounds, 302. Really good offensive tackle for us, has great length, extremely bright as well. Wants to major in engineering, so he's a very smart player and great character as well. So all 4 of these players meet the criteria we're looking for with academics, character, and really good football players. We're excited to get these 4. I think for us, we will look to get in the next signing period roughly maybe 10 players in that next signing period there for February. It will give us a little bit more time, obviously, to get out and build relationships with these guys over the next month. And we'll be having weekends throughout January to get guys up here to visit, and then and go from there. Hopefully, we'll sign a bunch of guys just like this right here that will finish this class out for us. Any questions as far as this signing period goes?
Coach, can you expound a little more on what Evan? How does he fit the system for you?
Well, what Evan can do, we like to have guys that can obviously not be stiffs in the backfield. We want guys to be able to get out of trouble. And if you're getting pressure, you got to be able to run around a little bit. We also want guys that can throw the football. Obviously, he can throw the ball on this hash to the sideline to the field, make those throws. He can make every throw that we're asking him to make, and his intelligence. And we feel like what we've been able to sign over the years, guys that are intelligent, that are hardworking. I think when you do that, those guys are going to pick up your scheme very easily, and they're working hard like that. They're going to get better every single day. And he's a guy that has a strong enough arm to make all the throws. And so we've got some talented receivers, got to have a way to get the ball to these guys. And then he's intelligent enough to know where to throw it, when to throw it. And but I also like the fact that he can run. He played where he played at in Georgia at Kell High School. Very good competition every single week. You're playing, Division I Power 5 players every week, and that's the kind of competition that's awesome. That we've had great success with signing guys within this region right here that can come in and play at a high level.
After he left, did he
contact you and say he wanted to go where you were going?
No, he didn't. He did not. We contacted him, and you know, obviously we have a needed quarterback. We have two quarterbacks on scholarship here, and both guys that are here are a little bit different styles. You know, one's a very athletic player, and the pass is big, got a good arm. You know, Evan's a little bit more in between. I think both of those guys. You know, so and we need some more help at quarterback. I'd like to have 5 scholarship quarterbacks. Is what we ultimately like to have. So we'll work toward that goal as we move forward.
Does he remind you at all of Zach?
He does. He does. He's very similar to Zach. You know, Zach was a player that would have been heavily recruited. He broke his leg in high school, and so really only played like 3 or 4 games in high school, and so we were able to get him. And you know, obviously he's a great player. His first-year starter was Sun Belt Player of the Year, and you know, so I think Evan is similar. I think he's a little bit bigger coming out. I mean, he's 205 pounds right now coming out of high school, so he's a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger than what Zach was. But very similar type players. Can throw the football, can run, and cerebral. You know, very smart because he can pick up the offense.
Obviously, recruiting's a work in progress. What was some of the reactions you got early on the trail, and frankly, what's the sales pitch to these kids about the future?
Well, you know, reaction is one that, you know, recruiting is all about building relationships, and so you only have a short period of time. We're only out basically 4 days. And it's so hard to go in 4 days, and you're trying to sell everything in a short period of time in 4 days. And so when you see Dorian Jones, you know, or any of these guys, you know, you may only be there an hour and a half to talk to them, and so you feel like you're just talking a mile a minute. I mean, just 100 miles an hour, trying to tell them everything about you, and then so really what ends up boils down to, because you haven't built that relationship as much as you'd like, you know, you try to get them to, maybe anybody that they played for us in the past, maybe that they knew from high school, to say, hey, look, call your bud here and see how we are as coaches. You're just trying to really get them a sense of how it's going to be, and that's kind of what we try to do. Our culture that we're going to try to create, our staff, you try to get them around them, but that's the challenging thing, and it's that short period of time to try to get that done. And I didn't want to just go sign. We could have signed 10 or 12 guys right now, very easily. But I don't want to do that. I want to get the right ones. I want to get the guys that we feel like can compete for championships and come in here and help us win. So that'll help our culture. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, we don't want to just sign them to be signing them. So that was the biggest challenge thing. The challenging thing was just that short period of time.
You said early on that linebacker was going to be a target. So how important was Dorian Jones, and how'd that come about? What was it like when you found out that he'd made that flip?
Yeah, we last night we were fired up. We needed Dorian to be a part of this class. I think he can come in, you know, and really help us with the way he plays, the way he tackles. When he hits guys, you're going backwards. You know, there's not any of this getting hit and coming this way. You know, you're hitting them and they're going down. He's very intelligent, and he's a good tackler. That's the 2 things we like out of our linebackers. And he's obviously a strong kid and a big kid. So 230 pounds right now. You know, so I think he'll fit in nicely what we did. We really needed him. It was a big need for us.
Scott, when you look back at, you've had such a short period of time, this is only the 2nd year for this early signing period, maybe look ahead next year. Do you like this? I know obviously it's been challenging this year. Do you like having the...
I don't like it when you get hired a week before signing. I don't like that. I liked it. Like last year, we signed 23 guys and we were done. So I anticipate us, when we start our season this fall, we'll be close to finished. And we'll sign most all our guys in December next year. I think... you know, for us, I mean, obviously recruiting starts, you know, you've got to be a year in advance, year and a half. And so this spring, this February, this March, April, all the way through, we'll have guys unofficially on campus. And to come up and visit, we'll build relationships. So by the time the season starts, they love it. They'll want to commit. And then, you know, it's a matter of holding on until you get to December. So I think it's great. I mean, you know, that way in January, you're actually moving on to the next class.
You mentioned also tight end, obviously, was a big need. How do you expect to address that, and will you have to bring in 2, maybe even 3 guys?
Yeah, we definitely need, I would think, at least 2 to bring in this class. You know, looking at roster, we'll be able to move some guys around too that are already on the team that will fit in that role, that need there at tight end. We've done that in the past, you know. So, but we definitely need to go sign at least 2 tight ends as we head through that. And offensive line is going to be a big need for us as well. So as you look through February signing period, you're going to see hopefully, you know, 2, 3 offensive linemen and two tight ends as we head through February.
There was some blowback after some of the scholarship offers were revoked, and some very critical comments from some of their coaches. As you're making the decision, how do you evaluate the collateral damage of such a move, and can those relationships be repaired?
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope so. You know, we're a brand new staff that just got in here, and so they were committed to an old staff that was here. And so when you hire a new staff, you're going to do things differently. You're going to have a different offense, like schematically, our defense is totally different, and you know, so which is going to be a good thing. And you know, so we got to find guys that fit that scheme, no matter what it is, offense, defense, or kicking game. And you're doing a disservice to those players if you bring them in here that don't fit the scheme. And so, you know, for us, I would rather take a little bit of a hit initially on that and not hurt that player. You know, go somewhere that you can fit, that you fit their scheme a little bit better. You're going to be able to play earlier and all those things, and then we can get guys that fit what we want. It's very unfortunate. I mean, I hate it. I hate it for the guys that this, you know, that they had their heart set and all that for however how long they were committed. You know, but we got to do what's right for our team here moving forward, and hopefully those guys will find a place to go. We did it early enough. It's not like we did it, you know, yesterday and drop them right off that. And we were trying to give them an opportunity to be able to have all the way to February to find somewhere to go. That's an unfortunate part of it, and you know, but I think you do a disservice if you continue to bring someone in that you don't think fits what you're doing.
How big a pool of players will still be out there for the later signing period?
I don't know. We'll find out this afternoon. I would guesstimate that probably 70–75% will sign right now. That's what I would guess. So you're probably looking at 25 to 30% of the guys that will be unsigned as we head into the January period of recruiting. But we'll find out tonight, and you know, in the next few days. You know, as this period lasts, I think Wednesday to Friday. So we'll know by Friday what we need to do when we come off a break.
How much?
Will you are you concerned with the number that's today? Would you like to have more? And is there a way of correcting that in the next days, weeks, months, even years? So that you don't want you don't want every 4 years to have an outgoing senior class of only 10 or 11 and an incoming recruiting class of only 10 or 11.
No, I'd like to sign everybody right now. You know, that's what we'd like to do, but obviously it's not reality. You know, so I feel very certain that we'll be able to sign the class out as we head through January into February. You know, if you come up with short of a couple, 1, 2 guys, that's going to be fine too. There'll be other guys that could possibly be available at the end of the spring semester. You know, that's happened before where guys go through spring practice, maybe they're getting unhappy or whatever, and now they're looking to find somewhere to go. We'll have room, you know, if that ends up happening. So, and again, if we don't find the right ones, we're not going to take them. I mean, so we'll wait a little bit longer to get the right ones in here. So, so I think we'll be patient with that. We try to limit mistakes.
You've got about 6 weeks, give or take, until
Yeah.
the final signing period. How much will a junior college transfer type thing be an issue? Are there guys out there that I didn't talk specifically to fill short-term needs? And just in terms of the sales pitch, the instant playing time, how much is that a factor?
Yeah, we'll utilize that for sure. You know, junior college is not out of the question, to say the least. You know, we do have some needs, and if we find 1, 2 guys that maybe come in and help us right now, we'll certainly do that. And we'll certainly sell the fact that, you know, you mentioned tight end, that's a position that we have an immediate need. And if you want to play right away, you've got an opportunity right here. You know, that's a big selling point, I think, because most guys want to play. You know, so we'll sell the fact of that, and I think offensive line as well. You know, you have an opportunity to come in and at least be maybe in the 2 deep and right off the bat, and have an opportunity to play as well there. So we'll certainly sell the opportunity to play, and then we're looking for players anywhere and everywhere that can come in and fit what we want.
When you made that initial contact with Aiden Robbins and started those local recruiting ties, talking with high school coaches, what did you hear from Robbins, and what did you hear from those coaches about what needs to be done here locally?
Well, I think, you know, Robbins was just interested if we wanted him, you know, and certainly did. He fits what we want, and we like the big running back, and you know, and the fact that he's smart and great character and all that, so he fit great. And so, yeah, just going to the local high schools and talking to them, they were pumped and excited that I was actually in the schools and there, and you know, and that's good. We want to have that relationship with these local high schools. There's a lot of good talent here. I would love for it to stay at home, you know, so we want to be able to keep some of that talent here. We'll also do some things in spring practice where these high school coaches will be able to come out and watch practice, and we'll do some clinics and that type of thing where they're able to talk ball. So, you know, we want to have a great relationship with some of the high schools right around the area right here. We know they can help our program, and so I hate to see the fact of a player of great talent to have to go off someplace somewhere else when he can stay right here at home and play for us. So we want to continue this relationship with these guys.
Did they seem receptive, or do you think there's some repair work that needs to be done there?
No, they were very receptive. I think they get it. I think the fact I haven't been here. It's the first time I've been here. You know, it's not my fault what happened in the past. You know, so we're here and we're saying that we're opening our arms to you guys, that to come see us. We're going to come see you. We're going to recruit you guys. So yeah, they were very receptive. I mean, you know, secretaries and other teachers were glad to see, you know, when I'm walking in the building, they were glad to see it. And I think it's only going to be positive. I think that the kind of relationship that we'll continue to build with the high school coaches.
Scott, you mentioned the offensive line's going to be key to close up this 2019 class. You have one in Williamson.
Yeah.
When you guys were evaluating him, what stood out as far as his ability to make an impact?
Well, I think number one, he's got great length. You know, he's 6'6", good wingspan. I think he's very intelligent. And I think those two things in itself will help him continue to get better. But he also has a good size. I mean, he's 300 pounds. He's not overweight. He looks good. His body looks good, and he can move. You know, I think so. What we're trying to find, and particularly in tackles, is length. We want to have some length. We want to have guys that have good, to be able to move. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, we're going to be a zone team, and our guys got to be able to run and capture defensive ends and linebackers, and I think he can certainly do that. Watching his film, he's also a physical player, and so we obviously want to be physical up front. You know, for us, we want to really bolster our offensive line, defensive line. We want to be able to be strong in the trenches. You know, we feel like that's going to help us win championships, and you know, he's going to be a big piece of that.
Coach, want to address your staff?
Yeah. So